So I think I found a really nice balance between like structure and also going with the flow and going with what I feel. I'm actually like really ahead with my videos, which is such a refreshing feeling. I mean, for a while I was not making any videos. Don't think I published anything in July. So I've already just got back into it, but I am really enjoying it. I can tell that I'm enjoying it because I'm like a week ahead now. I've got this video in progress, but I've already got 3 videos scheduled for next week, 2 other videos filmed for the week after. This has been the main thing that's helped me like get motivated, is to make this spreadsheet. I never wanted to do this because I was like, I just want to make videos about whatever I feel drawn to making a video about. When I sit down and talk, I want it to be something, wait, let me put you down because if I'm going to talk about this. I was like, if I'm going to make a video about a topic, I want it to be when I'm feeling like really passionate about that, when I suddenly like have the urge to talk about a specific topic, because then like that energy will hopefully transfer through and I'll be able to speak more articulately about it, because I'm like, yes, I'm really excited to make this video and like I really want to talk about this topic and I want to make this video now. So for a long time I neglected to do any kind of like content calendar in terms of planning. So like I may have had in the past, like I was like, I'm always going to post on a Wednesday, or Wednesday and Sunday, or Monday and Friday. Like I've had my channel for nearly 2 years now, so it has changed quite a lot. I didn't post anything in July, but it's not like been consistent throughout. There have been periods where I've gone through being like Monday and Friday or Wednesdays when I post. But even when I did that, I never had any kind of plan. I would just like sit down and be like, what do I want to talk about? I need to film a video for this week. Or if I was going filming ahead, I would be like, oh, I feel really drawn to talk about this topic, let's talk about it. This has been like a game changer. Firstly, it's inspired by Catherine Manning, because in one of her videos, she shows her content calendar and I was like, I like the look of that. I'm gonna make my own version, and invariably I've added like my own columns. And so I've planned out all of my videos for September, which is it's the 7th of September when I'm filming this. I have everything planned and I've got like 5 ideas already down for October. I'm thinking to publish 3 times a week, Wednesday, Friday and Sunday, and just see how that goes for a month. If that gets to be too much, I'm thinking of going back to Monday and Friday. I did that this time last year in like September, October last year, and that worked quite well. We'll see how we go, but at the moment I've planned out to do Wednesday, Friday, Sunday throughout September, and I have so many ideas. I have all of my ideas on the side, and anytime I get an idea, wow, there are loads of them. Anytime like a phrase pops into my head, I just make a note of it, and it may not be anything. Like some of these I look back on, I'm like, no, like spur of the moment I thought there was something there, but actually when I try and outline it, I'm like, what am I gonna say there? Or I don't know, I don't even know, like where did that idea come from and what was I even thinking? So some of these will never go anywhere, but I think it's still valuable to make a note of those things, at least when they occur to me, and be like, yes, let's write this down. Because it just like gets it out and allows space for new ideas. Sorry, my tea is gonna go cold if I don't drink it. I didn't realize I'd be talking for so long. First off, having the spreadsheet and the checklist is helping, because I do quite like being able to tick off and be like, oh yes, this one is scheduled now. Or like, I filmed this, so I have a column for filming, thumbnail and outline, because I like to come up with the title and the thumbnail before I film the video. I have those 3 columns. Have I filmed the video? Have I made the thumbnail? Have I done the outline? And so whenever I've done one of those things, I put a yes in the column, and it's just like, feels good to tick something off my to-do list. Having this content calendar, this spreadsheet helps. But I would say the other way it really helps is, like I started talking about at the beginning, I used to want to just sit down and speak about whatever I was feeling most passionate about, like whatever I had something to say about, like whatever topic had come to mind, I wanted to be able to talk about that without being like, oh, but my content calendar says I'm not doing this video until next week or whatever. But having this actually makes it quite easy to switch between that like spur of the moment spontaneous energy and then being more planned. So I have space in my calendar for new videos, or if I randomly, like today, came up with a brand new idea that I'd not planned for, I just moved things around in my calendar so that now that video is scheduled for Friday, even though that didn't even exist as an idea like yesterday. It allows for this really nice mix. The way a lot of people online would talk about it would be like a mix of masculine and feminine energy. So the feminine is more like flowing and more like what to do with what you feel, and the masculine is more like planning and structure and discipline. And having this calendar laid out, but also with all of my notes on the side, it means that when I sit down to film, I can be like, what do I feel most drawn to talking about today? So I already have like ideas and I've got outlines done. So that's like the masculine element. But then I can see like what is speaking to me most, what do I feel like I have the most to say about in this moment, and be like more spontaneous or like pick the right thing. So I think I found a really nice balance between like structure and also going with the flow and going with what I feel. Because I think I can go too far with what I feel sometimes. Like I feel a lot and I work from home, so it's very easy for me to be like, oh, today we're just gonna have a really chill day, that's what I feel, or, you know, going off of my feelings far, far more than any kind of structure or discipline or like imposed routine in terms of like a 9 to 5, because again, I work from home. So it is quite nice to have that flow, and I do feel quite grateful to be able to have that flexibility. But equally, I think if I did have more structure, maybe I would do more things. I don't know. You know, like you think, oh, if I moved to London, like I'm sure I would be out every weekend, like going to museums and doing all this stuff, and it's just because I'm here that I'm not doing that. But then if you actually were to move to London or New York or wherever, would you actually do those things, or would you just still be sitting at home doing what you normally do as a homebody, as opposed to going out into the city, even if you lived in the city then? Right? Like we can think like, oh, if I was in another situation, if I lived somewhere else, then I'd be behaving differently. So maybe that's just what I'm doing in terms of like, oh, if only I had like a job I had to go into the office for, then I would be more structured. I am very grateful to have the balance with this. I think that is working extremely well. I have so many ideas written down here and I'm just feeling excited, and it's kind of, I guess I'm trying not to be like impatient with it, because I suppose I could say that this is like implementing a new strategy, and I have on the back end, like I just said, 3 videos scheduled, but of this new like phase of my channel, I've only published 4, and one of them I published yesterday, so it's not really been live for very long. So it's very easy for me to be like, oh, why aren't things happening? Why aren't things changing? Or, you know, why is this not making an impact? But it's like, I am very far ahead if I've already thought to the end of September about what I'm going to be talking about on my channel. Like that is very far ahead of where we actually are. So I'm just like, let's slow down and just let things happen and see what happens. But I'm feeling really good about this. I'm really hopeful. Today has not been the best day. We're going to do some tidying. I have done some editing. I'm just saying that. I literally edited a whole video and scheduled it this morning. So we have done things. Maybe the gloomy weather is making me feel a bit like I'm not really doing enough or whatever, but I'm feeling good filming this video. And yeah, excited to try some vlogging actually, because I've not done a video like this for a while. Thought it would be good to switch it up. And now I'm doing 3 videos a week. I definitely have the space to try something different, try new things, and if it doesn't work out, or if I don't enjoy it, or if it's not received well, it doesn't matter, because I'll have another video going live that week, or another 2 videos going live that weekend. Just like have fun creating and like let go of expectations. I mean, I just talked about like hopes for my channel, or like why I've changed my strategy or whatever, but trying to just like let go of perfection and let go of any expectations and just make things that I hope will resonate and speak about things that have helped me, hoping that they will help other people. Trying to create like the same kind of energy in each video, so trying to create like a similar viewing experience in terms of like, I want people to feel safe, I want them to feel seen, I want them to feel validated, I want them to know that they're doing okay, and that even if they're not doing okay now, things will get better. Like I want that kind of like gentle energy, like small things you can do, like the little things, which I've already talked about quite a lot on my channel. That is what I want to bring. I'm just trying to focus on doing that, and I'm like, hopefully that will help people, because again, I can get caught up in like comparison with other channels who maybe started after me, and I'm like, how have they grown so much? Or, you know, there's one I follow who has a video that's got like 1 million views, and part of me is like, why don't I have 1 million views? But then instantly another part of me is like, none of your videos deserve that, or, you know, there's like a part of me that's putting myself down. But it's like, how do you define success? Because in one of my recent videos, I recommend making a zine, because that really helped me one day that I was really struggling. It really got me out of a rut and gave me a creative focus. And then there were a couple of comments, in fact one comment, Julie, hello, who said that she actually did end up making a zine for her friend and about what their friendship meant to her. And I was like, wow, see, like, it's so easy to compare myself to, say, that big channel who had a video with 1 million views. But I'm like, to me it's success if I'm sharing something that's helped me in the hopes that it helps someone else, and then they actually do the things that I've said and they're like, oh yeah, I found this helpful, or this was a really nice like creative experience as well. It's like, yeah, that's really powerful, and that is success. Like that's what I had intended, for someone to hear what I was saying and be like, yeah, actually I can try that, let me see if that will help me. It's so cool. I need to focus on that more, having that kind of expectation for myself, as opposed to like comparing myself constantly to other people who, you know, I'm not them. I can't do what they can do. Similarly, like flip that, they can't do what I can do. That is a massive overview of my channel. I was really just trying to talk about the new content calendar and like balancing discipline and then going with the flow, because I've really been finding that to be like a life-changing balance to be currently in. So hopefully some of what I've said there has resonated. Now I wanted to do some quick tidying. There's a puzzle on the floor that I need to put away, because as much as I would love to be a puzzle person, I don't have the mental energy for it. And it's been sat on my floor for almost 2 weeks. I got it out on a Monday and it is Saturday. So I think that's me saying, as much as it's cool and we like the idea of it, it's not for me, which is a shame, but I'm gonna put it away. So this is it. The ones that are in green are ones that are already published, and the ones that are yellow are the ones that are scheduled. And you can see what I mean here, where I said I've planned out everything. This is going to be the title, and then these are the columns. And then on this side here, I have all of these ideas, and some of these I'm sure I will never make, but I just wanted to write them down in case I need that inspiration. It's good. I am happy with this. I don't know what is happening with my hair at the moment. Well, I do know what is happening. I need to cut my fringe. It is way too long. I can't even see. That's a job on the to-do list for sure. It's annoying because you could see I've found all of the edges and I have been able to piece some of them together, but I mean, as I said, it's been 2 weeks. This is the puzzle, it's Sergeant Pepper, and that's really cool. But if you look, I mean, how are you supposed to do that at the top? All blue, right? Like, how? This does not feel like a beginner's puzzle. This, like, I am not a puzzle person. And I guess this is one of those things where I like really liked the idea of this being a thing that I could do, but it requires too much concentration. Maybe this is bad, but I like several things at the same time. So like I'll have a TV show on in the background and then be scrolling on Pinterest. If it's a movie, I tend to sit down and watch that and it's more of like an experience, but oftentimes with the TV show, I'm rewatching something that I've already seen. So I'll have it on in the background, scroll through Pinterest, do some like affirmations, do tidying, put stuff away. Like it's often two things at once. And so I was trying, I mean, maybe this was wrong because I was trying to do the puzzle at the same time as watching a new film. I thought that would be okay. I was like, yeah, let's watch this film. It was, I'll put the name of it on the screen. It was a Dakota Johnson film, but it was impossible to concentrate on the film and the puzzle because I'd not seen the film before. But because it was something light, I was like, I should be able to do puzzle at the same time. No, it requires too much brain power and maybe my mind is just not like a puzzle, like I'm not a puzzle person. Whereas like my cousin, she loves puzzles. I mean, maybe I should give this to her, but I just can't. It requires too much concentration, I think. Maybe I'm too impatient, I don't know. We tried something. It didn't work out, and who knows, maybe in a few months I'll get this out again. The problem is, is that the last time I tried to do this, so I got this for my birthday in 2020, 2021, tried to do the puzzle then, didn't succeed, also got this far in terms of just doing the edges of the puzzle. So I'm like, will it be like third time lucky next time I get this out? Or will I just decide it's not for me and give it away or give it to my cousin or whatever? It's not bad to try things and fail, right? Like I thought I would like this. I thought it would be a cool hobby. I mean, it's very gloomy, so I thought it would be nice to like sit inside, do a puzzle. We didn't like it, and that's fine. It's not a big deal. This is this is your sign that it's okay to try things and fail, or it's okay if things don't work out as you intended. It's fine. I will put the puzzle away and everything will be okay. Doesn't matter. of trying things and failing, like I was just talking about. Drop that on the floor. Thankfully, I clean my room very often, so that shouldn't be super dusty. The same way of like puzzling, try things and failing. I was seized by an urge to get my sketchbook out the other day, and I have some really cool stuff in here, but I wanted to just do some drawing. Like I said, I had Gilmore Girls in the background, TV on in the background, whilst I'm doing something else. So I was like, cool, let's just sketch out some stuff. And what I ended up making was not what was in my head, but that's okay. It doesn't matter if things are quote unquote bad. This is what I did, and it served its purpose, right? This is not the vision come to life, but that's okay. Sometimes that doesn't happen. But it was also cool looking back through, wait, if I put something here to keep my place. Looking back through this at like other things I've done. What year was this? The view from the side. I thought I put dates on these things, but apparently not. Oh, there you go, 2017. I did go through like an oil pastel phase, just because I think, even like this, something about the brightness of the colour, like it says something. Like I was going through it here. This was how I was expressing myself. So like it doesn't have to be anything like quote unquote good. It's just like, does this mean something to you, or does it like express something in the moment that you need to express? Right. The amount of notebooks that I have here is starting to be a problem. And I was about to put my sketchbook there as well. A bit too much. The thing is, I don't know where else to put them, because they used to live over there. But now, since I got my lovely record player, there I mean with the speaker, can you see? There. This used to be like a place to keep books, i.e. these notebooks. And it's actually quite nice to have them here, because then when I'm sat in this chair, I'm sometimes seized by the urge to write. It's just, it makes this whole thing look a bit messy. Like I would prefer if those things weren't there, but I don't really know where to put them. I do wonder if I could put both of these speakers on this surface. I didn't want to, because if you put two speakers on, the vibrations from the sound playing, the music playing, would disrupt how the vinyl plays. So I was like, let's put one on this surface because it has to. I don't know where else this would go, but put that one over there. But actually there's been no problems. So I'm wondering, even if I just try, and then at least I would get that table back and I could put those things there and it would just look a bit neater. None of this stuff actually matters, but it is, now that I'm just sat here, bothering me a little bit. And I think that's what tends to happen when it gets gloomy like this and spending a lot of time inside. I just start like noticing really, it's like none of it matters. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm just very aware of it. Being ahead with all the stuff I was talking about earlier, like that's a really good thing, but it also means that I now feel no pressure to work, so there feels like there's more space, and so my mind is just trying to fill it with really banal, insignificant things, as opposed to getting into like bigger questions about like, what are you doing with your life, or you know, all of that like existential stuff, or like all of the doubts that can come in. So that's super fun. I wasn't going to say anything because I was just going to play this, but what colour do you think that is? To me, this is clear. Can we agree? That is clear. You know what they market this as? Moonlight. Like, what? And in the photo, it looked like it was going to be like a shimmery pale blue. I almost don't know whether to email them and be like, excuse me, what is this? I know they say like vinyl colours can differ, but that's normally for like the ones that are like patterned. So it's like, you're not going to get this exact splotchy brat vinyl. It might be a different kind of splotchy pattern. But this is just straight up, this is clear. That, I would call that clear. I do like the album, so I'm happy to have it, but like, I don't think I'd have bought it if it was just like a clear record. Like, I already have one of that. This Radical Optimism I got, and this was marketed as a clear vinyl. So let's just see the difference. I mean, that is clear. Like that, okay, if you put it with blue background, it would be blue. But like, it's clear. False advertising. I'm not happy. Maybe I'll put this one on because it's making me less annoyed. So I'm like, you didn't send me what I ordered. else just exhausted after work. I work from home, so it's not even like a physical exhaustion of like getting up early and commuting and then commuting home. It's an emotional thing of, because it's not every day. It's just some days I get to the end of the day and I'm like, that was a lot of emotional energy, like managing people's egos at work or managing expectations or working on the same thing over and over because there's a miscommunication or whatever. It's just so draining. And then I have to spend the evening just chilling when I really wanted to like clean my room or go for a run or do anything. Like even basic things like cooking or going for a walk seem like too much. Guess I just have to like factor in that there will be days like that, and sometimes whatever I wanted to do in the evenings I can't do because I'm, you know, feeling so drained. But then it's learning the difference between times where you're able to push yourself and be like, okay, I may be feeling this way, but I can still do things and I'm going to do things. It's learning the difference between that feeling and the feeling of like, if I try and push myself to do something, I'll just end up feeling even worse. And there's such a small difference between the two things. It's like, I just need to keep making decisions, and eventually I guess I'll figure out, oh, I shouldn't have pushed myself then, or yeah, I made the right decision to rest, or yeah, I made the right decision to push myself and I was able to get some things done. It's really difficult, and I'm sure it's a lot worse for if you do have to commute and wake up super early and get on the train straight away and then commute home and you're out of the house for however long. I'm sure that's like even worse, but I guess I mean just from an emotional standpoint. It's such a shame because I work hard and there are parts of my job I love. It's just, I guess like with anything, nothing is perfect. There are going to be differences of opinion. I just find that parts of it very confusing and very draining. And I don't want to be like devoting more energy to it. So it then feels like a waste to in the evening be like, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to like rest and recover and just like read for a bit or listen to some music or listen to a podcast. That feels like a waste because I don't want to be using my time at home or my time to myself, right? Because I work from home, but like my time not logged in. I don't want to be using that time just to recover from work. I want that to be separate because then it ends up feeling not like work, but because I'm having to recover from work, it feels like I'm doing emotional work to prepare for work, if that makes sense. And I mean, that was a lot worse a few months ago. I was literally having to get up early and do like emotional work to prepare. Like I was doing affirmations to like say to myself like, I can do this, I'm, you know, to like prepare for the workday. So at least I'm not in that space, and I can be grateful for that I don't have to do that anymore. But now, yeah, I just don't, in the evenings I just want to have like my time and not have to think about work. And if I'm having to recover from work, it feels like I'm still thinking about work. But this is just the moment I'm in now, and if you're in a similar place, it can feel really overwhelming, but it is probably not going to be like this forever. Something will change in a positive way, hopefully. So you can hold on to that, at least. The idea that things will change and it will be different. I just feel there's a difficult balance that I'm trying to strike between pushing myself and resting when I need to. And I guess I can attach some annoyance. I don't know, animosity is too strong a word, but I can attach that to work because I'm like, you're the reason I have to recover emotionally because this happened. It's like, calm down. Why am I being so dramatic? No, it's important to like express this stuff, either in writing or talking to someone. It's important to get these feelings, to like air them out, and then you're like, oh, okay, we move on. Sorry if you're struggling with the same thing. Particularly sorry if you're also, you know, commuting and out of the house for 12 hours at a time, because that must be a lot worse in different ways. So